them. Yeah, the one doing all the morning.
That's the next one. That's not even
Wait, we should also teach our kids how to enjoy sex.
Yeah.
Oh, word. Yes.
It's supposed to be enjoyable.
Yes.
And
and it doesn't have to be rough. Anyway, that's not even the question.
It's like teaching our kids how to
But it
cook.
can be. But
Let's teach our kids how to cook in the bed.
Yes, exactamente.
Yeah.
Cooking. Get
There's
cooking.
recipes.
But you have to have the right
Hiding your
ingredients.
face.
Yeah.
Because if you cook it with cheap ingredients, it's not going to taste
No,
good.
slide your feet over.
Exactly. And it takes time. Cooking takes time.
What's the
Cooking
problem?
takes preparation.
I'm trying to sit comfortable up and I'm hiding my face.
Anyway,
And
why
You
do
want
I
that
get
as an ornament?
these deep-ass philosophical questions?
there's deeper ones. That's not even a real one.
Who gets to decide?
Shh, listen.
Who gets to
Can you
decide
listen?
what's wrong and what is right?
Ooh, that one's
Everybody
good. I like
gets-
that one.
Everyone gets to decide what is wrong and what is right. I think that because I come from the background of faith and because I come from the background of believing in God,
yeah.
I believe that we were all created with, I don't know, we were all created in the image and likeness and in the spirit of God, right? And so with that, I think there just comes some things that you get that intuition. Like, I've heard somebody, like you, unless you're a psychopath, you have issues. But generally, for the most part, if you ukiumiza mtu mwingine and you see that you've hurt them, like, it makes you feel bad. You know what I'm saying? So you know that wasn't something that was necessarily right for you to do.
Or vice versa. If it
Right.
happens to you.
Exactly. And you know that you don't like when somebody does that to you, so you wouldn't necessarily do it to somebody else. So those kind of things, I think that's that kind of like internal moral compass. I think like we all have that to some degree. But in general, when it comes to questions, and I know you and I have had conversations about this before, of is it wrong or right for a mother who has children who's starving to steal food? Is it wrong or right for her to steal the food?
She shouldn't have to steal the food.
Exactly, she shouldn't have to steal. And so we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a very imperfect, very flawed, very troublesome world. And that's unfortunately what we have to live in. And so, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because.
So who gets to decide? You said a couple things. So who gets to decide what's wrong or right?
She said. I don't think.
Is it God or is it the individual? Because you just confused me.
No, but here's the thing. There's certain things. I think because we live in a community, right? So all of us here, right? Let's say we create a community and this is where we live and things like that. We have to create our living rules, and we have to create what are we going to live by and what are we not going to live by. Cindy, because we need to live together and we need to live in harmony and continue to do what we do, right?
Or not.
Right?
Okay.
This is just a small version of what happens on a societal level.
Yeah.
And so on a societal level, we all, sometimes when people came together, they decided these are the rules that we're going to live by, etc., etc. And for us who are believers of whatever faith, your faith gives you doctrines of this is how you shall live. And so I think for the most part, society in general has taken from that as a rubric of this is how general society and how people should live, and so these are the things that are wrong and these are the things that are right. However, do I think that right and wrong can be subjective and change with times? Absolutely, because there are things that were right in our time, that were right in our parents' and our grandparents' time, which are not right now, and there are things which are wrong in those times which are right now. So, for example, one that is a very hot issue that gets people really pissed off, this whole it's called female genital mutilation everywhere around the world. There was a time where that was acceptable and everybody did it and it was correct and that's what you should do because it was, it had all these reasons and things like that. And now it's something that's not acceptable and it's something that shouldn't be done because it just shouldn't be done, Like, so I think it change. Right and wrong can change. Right and wrong is subjective, and I think it should be open to being a dialogue and a conversation about whatever it is. That it shouldn't ever be staunchly unless it's even murder. But anyway,
I was just about to ask you that. I was like, so
you know,
is
right?
murder right or wrong?
And come out of there, you know, like
Is murder
you know,
right
there
or
are certain
wrong?
circumstances where if somebody came here and attacked us, and I ended up killing the person, and I ended up saving us, was it wrong for me to kill that person? Should I if there were other ways to get this offender down without killing him, would I have done it? Yes, but the outcome is that I killed him. Am I now? That's probably gonna weigh on me forever. Just knowing the person I am, I'm just gonna carry that guilt for the rest of my life. But in the laws, I'm not wrong because it was in self-defense.
So why
Haki,
is
I'm almost
war?
about to cry about.
Why
something
is
about
war right though? Like,
But
that's
I don't
the one
think
thing that
war
I
is-
never understood is
that. But I don't think war
why
is
do I? And I'm not saying everybody that decides to join the military and go into a war is a psychopath, but why do I, if I am a psychopath, have the right to join the military and go somewhere just to kill people just because I know
What's
I
a
can kill people
psychopath?
there?
Give me my phone.
Somebody with psychotic problems.
She's a psychologist.
Okay,
here.
so what's psychotic
Don't give
problems?
me that title.
He's a psychologist. Let me Google it up for you.
People,
Yeah.
you know, there's people with serious
Who
mental
don't have
issues that,
emotions.
and it may not be their fault because they can take a medication and all of that can be fixed and go away, right? But there's people that it just doesn't work like that.
She's right, and suffering from mental disorder or thing. So I think the word that maybe we're looking for
Is a sociopath.
is a sociopath, somebody who extreme antisocial attitude, behavior, and lack of conscience. Those are the
Yes.
sociopaths.
Okay.
Sociopath.
But they are also
So-
sociopaths are psychopaths.
Like for me, I don't agree with war. I never
Okay,
saw the point of
wait,
it.
answer the question first.
What's the question?
Who gets to decide what's right and what's wrong?
In my life, I get to decide what's right and what's wrong.
Okay.
I get to decide that because
What
I
a-
may not
what a-
know
what
what's
about
right
as a
to
whole?
me might be wrong to you.
What about as a whole?
As a whole in society, I think that it should be. That's difficult. That's
That's
so,
the question,
That is so
though.
difficult. And
That's the question.
to be honest, I don't agree with this whole each country has a leader type of thing. It's like, why can't we all just coexist? You respect me, I respect you. End of story. Why do we need to assign, I am the president of such and such?
But
Oh,
you know
I
I
am
know.
we are the only group that can, create these laws
Okay,
and
I'm
pass
a-
these laws and put them into effect into society. Because those are the same people that decided slavery was legal. Even if there were multitudes of people that
Preach,
we did not agree with it, a certain small group who was in power decided, yes, slavery is fine. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go take this group of people and make them do whatever the hell we want them to do. Treat them like animals. So I don't agree in giving a small minority
Bring it with you.
power. I believe in community living. Let's just know you respect me, I respect you. You don't cross certain boundaries. Why is that so hard? Why is that so hard? We're all just trying to live, right?
No, some people are trying to die. For real. Trying to die. You're going hiking and then you go now
But
cliff jumping.
that's not how this human race can do it. And you know what? Even when you look at animals, they all have leaders. There's always a leader of the group. There's always the queen bee. There's always the king lion.
But that's our understanding. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We will never be bees, so we will never know how the bees run things. We will never understand. No, for real, we will never be a bee. You will never. That's in their mind. This is just what they do. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is just what they do. This is how they work. But we sit there and we break it down the way we break our lives down. You know what I mean? Because we have a top and a bottom and this and all that. Animals have no idea. They just know that, hey, who you are? This one, he's dying. This one, when you see him, he goes rah, you go away. You know what I mean? They don't know what that means because we're the only ones who have these words to explain it. No, but they don't express it as king, queen, whatever. You know what I mean? We're the one that's our interest. That's our
that they give that particular
exactly. But that's just how they do it.
Community.
That's just how they do it. That's how they do it. So
but there's also no the problem with us humans is we want to acquire things. who has the most money.
Yeah.
Who has the best car.
Of
who
course.
has all of that. It's about flashy. But you know what's funny? It's very similar in the animal kingdom. They are birds that they fight over girls by showing who has the flashiest feathers. It's whoever has the flashiest feathers gets
But
the
that
girl.
just goes back to the fact that we're no different. We're all animals.
We're all animals.
Yeah.
We are all animals. But I might be wrong, but I've never seen animals enslaving animals. That
Listen,
I've never.
We don't know. You don't know what you're seeing. Maybe the honeycomb is a jail. Who knows? Who knows? Who are we to say?
I've never seen
Who is to say that the eggs in the nest, that's their prison? Who is to say?
But
I
think.
What
I
does
think-
Maggie think?
Oh, go ahead, Maggie.
Me, I'm
Sorry,
just
I'm just
enjoying
over
listening.
here.
I agree. I even forgot what the question was.
But listen, leadership to a certain degree is important. Leadership is important to a certain degree, but it needs to be. Everything else that's happening within the community needs to be a community decision. Whatever is best for everyone, not best for a certain minority or a certain majority.
See, this is the thing with the what's the right, what's wrong thing for me. For me, and we've had this conversation with Stephanie, I don't believe there's a right and a wrong because, like I told Stephanie, there's men who have gone to jail after killing their whole families, and when they get up there in front of the judge, their explanation is God told me to do that. God told me to do that because my wife and my children were really suffering. I couldn't bring home whatever I needed to bring home so that I could make sure they were good. So God told me, let me take your kids, let me take your wife, let me take care of them. I will never be in that man's head to tell him or to hear what God spoke. Because who am I to know what God is telling other people? I'm not in their lives. So for me, right and wrong is up to you. Because you know how you said like, unaweza kuangalia mtu and you do something and you see how it affects them and then you know it hurt them. Some people don't have that indicator in their head. We have it. Nikikuchuna hivi, you see? Now I know I've had her. You know what I mean? Now I know I've had her because she had me back. That some people don't have, you know what I mean? They don't have that indicator within them that tells them that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But us, we put a name on it. That's a psychopath. They just may not have that thing. Some people have that thing. And because they have it, they're able to live their life a certain way. Other people cannot. And it's not because there's anything wrong with them. It's just because those indicators and those lessons in their life, they never learned them like we did. You know what I mean? Because like when we were small, I don't know about your mom, but me, when I was bad, my mom used to whoop me. So I used to, okay, if I do this, I get in trouble and it causes pain. So I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? You teach yourself, because how many times are you going to get the same whooping? Like if you're going to get a whooping, you get a brand new one. Don't get the same shit over and over again. You know? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So some people didn't have that. And I'm understanding that more as I grow up. Like some people don't have that. So I can't determine what's right for you, because whatever you think is right may be completely opposite from what I think is right. And whatever you think is wrong may be completely opposite. Like that's why this Donald Trump thing is really messing people up. People have been so stressed because of Donald Trump. So stressed. Wasn't there like a height in depression last year or something? Like after there was a height, you know what I mean? Like mental disorders. People are just getting sick because of Donald Trump, because of the variations. They're having Christmas dinner. They can't even have a conversation because they're scared somebody will say Trump, and it's oh God, I just wanted the mashed potatoes. It becomes an issue. You know what I mean? They're so scared. Family members, they're not talking anymore because of an election. Of a motherfucker that we can't even touch. We can't even see this nigga. You only see him on television. I've never seen him in my life. Now if Donald Trump is like, yo Agnes, I think you're a bitch, go back to this shithole country, and he slaps me, then we have a problem. I can't touch him. I will never be able to touch him. So I don't think like that. I just think like if you think something is right, you continue doing the right thing. You know what I mean? And if you think something is wrong, don't do that thing. Unless you want to do it, then who am I to tell you?
Let me ask you this. But do you think that there shouldn't be some sort of guidelines that we all live and abide in? Because we don't live in a perfect world, right? Mm-hmm. We don't live in a perfect world. We live in a flawed and imperfect world.
Yeah.
And in that, then ensues naturally that there's going to be sorts of chaos, So the one who said he should just kill everybody. So you're okay with somebody just going and killing your whole family because God told them to kill your whole family? Akina Baraka and Shiko, he said, let me kill them.
No, listen.
Just answer. Listen. Is that such a wrong for him to just go and kill your whole family? And then to come and kill Jeremiah, kill Sweetie, kill your grandma, kill all of them. He just said, this is what I'm gonna do because it's right.
Okay, one thing I know is that if he kills them, I can't bring them back. So that's one. Right? If he kill them, like really kill them, see Gunichezea, see good, boom, he's dead. Black.
No, being fair.
No, but if he really,
it's right.
No, listen. If you believe that's right, then it's right. Listen. Nothing.
It's right.
There's nothing that I can do. The people are dead.
Okay, fine.
The people are dead.
Fine,
Is it okay that they're dead and gone?
Does it make me feel upset? Yes. Does it make me feel like I'm mad? Yes. Does all those things, I have a right to my feelings. Just like that person has a right to their feelings. And this is what I don't like about this right and wrong shit. A doctor, you'll be on his table. He'll make a mistake. Snip the wrong thing, he'll kill you. Oh, he did everything he could to save their life. He roams around free and makes so much more money than we'll ever see in our lives, maybe. You know what I mean? A guy goes home.
But those doctors who fuck up, they get malpractice.
But there's some doctors who they're able to find their way around the system and they get away with murder.
There are some who.
Yes, so this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to in jail, Stephanie gets killed by some guy that comes in through the door right now. He kills Stephanie. Why? Because he was trying to protect Stephanie, because he saw a vision that said if Stephanie goes outside today, I don't know, something will happen that's bad to Stephanie, and he was trying to stop that thing from happening to her. So he wanted to kill her before whatever this situation happened. Right? He goes to jail. In both situations, somebody has died. But one has a better reason than the other one. I don't like that. If we are going to put a law and say this is wrong and this is right, it needs to go across the board. If you're a doctor, you get the same treatment as somebody who lives in the hood. If you're a nurse, you get the same treatment as somebody who has a mental disability. That's how I feel. Everybody should get treated the same. You shouldn't have a better reason than somebody else. Oh, this one has a mental disability, so put them in jail. Oh, this one is a doctor. He didn't mean to do it. He has so much credentials that he deserves to live. But I don't like that.
But then
something
that's a different.
No, listen. No, because everybody wants to find a reason for why they're right and somebody else is wrong. I don't like that. It needs to be common law. If you kill somebody, you go away. It doesn't matter why you kill them, for what, you go away. If that was it, fine. I believe in right and wrong. But if that's not the case, that doesn't make sense. Like, for example, let's move away from murder and killing and whatever. There's something in our Kenyan community. I don't know if you guys noticed it. When we have events for somebody, let's say somebody who is a very prominent member in the community, every time there's an event, they show up. Every time there's something going on, they're there. Blah 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 blah. Something happens to them or their family, people show up for them in the millions. You know what I mean? People will fly from Texas, they'll fly from California, they'll fly from Canada, they'll come even from Kenya for that person's event, whether it's a wedding or whatever. Little old Mama Shiro, okay, who Mama Shiro is too busy. She's a single mom of 4 kids. She never gets to go anywhere because during the weekends she's running her kids around. You know what I mean? There's events going on, baby shower, she can't attend. Mama Shiro's last born son dies. 20 people show up. And everybody knows Mama Shiro. They know who she is. They've heard about her, whatever the case is. 20 people show up. But the week before, so-and-so had that baby shower. And so-and-so is always at the events. 500 people at that event. Giving money, giving gifts, giving this. This woman's child has died. Nobody sees that as important because she doesn't come out as often as it. I hate that. Really breaks my heart, because what makes that okay? Yes, they show up. What if somebody else wants to show up but they can't? Yeah. For whatever reason, financially they can't because they don't have time. They can't because maybe they're not good in crowds. You know what I mean? You never know. But I hate the fact that we do this to people where it's like, you're not. like this one, so you don't get this kind of treatment. That's not fair. That's what I mean. What's right and what's wrong?
But then that's not
because.
But then that's neither need that. But that doesn't fall into.
But it does. No, because somebody was. No, because I asked.
You saying, oh, I'm a doctor, oh, I'm this, oh, I have all these credentials, blah blah blah. It's a justification, just like the same justification of the guy who wanted to come here and kill me. His justification
no,
was
because
that
no,
was
I've asked that question to somebody before, and they tell me the only reason why this person gets more people at their events than this one is because this one shows up more for other people.
You're not understanding what I'm saying, but it's okay.
No, but do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. What I'm saying.
Stephanie, what I'm talking about is right or wrong. That's what we're talking about. I just gave a different example. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
So what are you not understanding? Okay.
Listen, I get what you're saying.
No,
with
that's
the stuff example. That's not right. And
It's not.
The other
No,
thing happened
and I
is not
completely
right.
understand.
But Stephanie's saying it's not on the same grade. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what's right and what's wrong.
Those. What I'm saying is, I completely I get what you're saying and I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying that it's right for the doctor who's committing murder not to go to jail. I don't think that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that he's just giving a justification that whoever that the jury feels like is whatever. And because the other guy doesn't have the resources, that isn't but that's not on.
I was giving a different example of what's right and what's wrong. That was less deadly. Did you want more people to die?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? She said thank you next. Who's next? Is it me or Maggie? You. I didn't pick one?
No, you didn't.
Whoa, my camera's about to die. So say bye, guys. Bye.
Wait, don't you have an extension?
No, this camera you have to take out the battery.
You should get a replacement battery.
Oh shit. Can I have done this one?
No.
Yeah.
Open the box.
No.
I wonder when it's gonna die. Should I just let it die?
Go.
Should I just let it die? Just let it die?
No, just start talking.
Okay, fine. Okay, what did your parents teach you about being human?
Thank God I didn't get that.
Alright, what did my parents teach me about being human? I think they taught me that you have to be kind no matter what to everyone you meet. It doesn't matter, like the way we're talking about like Donald Trump, it doesn't matter who the person is per se. You have to treat everybody with the same level of kindness. I think that's the one thing that my parents taught me. And also